Coming up next, high school volleyball on your sports leader in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Welcome to Girls Varsity Volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television, alongside Bob Schlumbaker. I'm Rob Polinsky. Bob doing the hard work with the cameras, and we'll keep you updated with this varsity match here. The Elyria Catholic Panthers come in at 2-5, taking on the Lorain Titans at 4-2. Lorain, coached by first-year head coach Chantil Jackson, and for EC, they are coached by their second-year head coach Barb Schuckman. Elyria Catholic will be in the green jerseys, black shorts. Lorain will be in the home white jerseys and the navy blue shorts. We're just about set for girls varsity volleyball from WLCS TV 20 as we are at Lorain High School for this non-conference match. Again, Lorain at 4-2 overall, member of the Lake Erie League, and Elyria Catholic with a record of 2-5. And for the Panthers, serving is Jordan Kukta, and the match is underway here in game number 1. Seven Townsville with the first spike attempt. It's long and out of bounds. EC leads 1-0. Starting for Lorain tonight, Emily Van Horn, Sydney Patterson, Malaya Amador, Seven Townsville, Evelyn Williams, and Layla Carrion. EC will start Jordan Kukta, Angie Fetzik, Ashley Cassio, Haley Rabel, Grace Schuckman, and Julia Allegretto. Seven Townsville at the front of the net, and she bumped into the net. That will give EC the point. It's 2-0. So Jordan Kukta, a junior, serving, and Lorain with an illegal rotation on defense gives the point to EC, and the Panthers lead 3-0. We had the freshmen in the JV games earlier, and in those matches, EC won them both in 2, and one of the big reasons is they got off to quick starts. So we'll see if the varsity for Lorain can do something about it, but a cross-court hit out of bounds by Malaya Amador, and it's 4-0 Elyria Catholic. So head coach Barb Schuckman having a quick conversation with Jordan Kukta as EC has a 4-0 lead early on. Kukta, good line drive, serve. Played in the back row by Van Horn. And the cross-court hit there by Malaya Amador. Back to the Panthers sideline. Good battle at the net. Seven Townsville sends it back to the Panthers. Kukta gets it over, and putting it over is Julia Allegretto. Now Van Horn for the Titans sends it back to the Panthers side of the net. Megan Allegretto right back to the Titans. Seven Townsville sends it to the back row for Lorain, and the Titans get their first point of the match. It's 4-1. So the Titans are on the board. In this varsity match, you play to 25, and it's the best 3 games out of 5, or 3 sets out of 5. Whereas we had freshmen and JVs, they play 2 out of 3. But the varsity, it's 3 out of 5, and there's a long serve by Marissa Sturgill that goes out of bounds, point to Elyria Catholic, and the Panthers lead 5-1. Now back to serve for the Lady Panthers is sophomore Julia Allegretto. Allegretto with a nice serve, dug out by the Titans and sent over. A beautiful dink there by Marissa Sturgill. She put it right in the hole in the defense. No Panthers there. Titans get the point. They trail 5-2. And Emily Van Horn goes back to serve for Lorain. Van Horn serve. And we had an illegal rotation on EC defensively. And that will give Lorain the point. 5-3. So we've seen one of those called on each team tonight. Van Horn serving. Dug out in the back row by Haley Rabel. And that return is inbounds. And EC gets the point. It's 6-3. And now we have referee talking with the back judge. But it's 6-3 Elyria Catholic with the lead, and they have a substitution. Serving for the Lady Panthers, Haley Rabel. Seven Townsville on the third hit will send it right back to the Elyria Catholic side of the net. And it's a point for the Lady Panthers, as getting that is Caitlin Porter, a sophomore middle hitter for EC. EC with 3 sophomores on the varsity. No sophomores on the starting lineup for Lorain. 8-3 Elyria Catholic with the early lead here in game 1. Haley Rabel, a senior, serving for Elyria Catholic. Dug out by Angelica Patterson, and hitting into the net for Lorain is Evelyn Williams. It's 9-3 EC, and our first time out of game 1 goes to Lorain. Want to remind you that the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame, the LSHOF, is now accepting applications forms for individuals and teams for consideration by the committee to select those to be inducted with the class of 2018 into the Hall of Fame at the enshrinement banquet in May of 2018. Nomination forms and eligibility rules can be obtained at the LSHOF Museum. That's right here at Lorain High School, or online at www.lorainsportshalloffame.com, or you can do it by calling Bill Rufo at 440-282-2045 or Bob Lasicki, 440-245-2829, and your deadline to get those applications in is September 30th. Serving for Elyria Catholic, Haley Rabel. Rabel sends it over, dug out by Evelyn Williams for Lorain, and a nice job getting it over the net, Layla Carrion for EC. Are we replaying the point? Well, I thought Layla Carrion got the point for Lorain, and I'm not sure what happened there, but we're going to replay that point. So EC leads 9-3, and this is a do-over. Hitting it over on the third hit is Evelyn Williams for Lorain. Kukta sets it. Again, Kukta with the set and with the spike, and it's good for EC. That is going to be Grace Schuckman. Grace Schuckman, the sophomore daughter of the head coach, puts that spike in, and EC now leads 10-3 here in game 1. Serving for Elyria Catholic is Haley Rabel. Rabel with a nice deep serve. Carry-on does a good job getting it over to Townsville, who puts it over to the EC side. Nice battle at the net. Right side of the front row, Allegretto gets it back over, dug out there by Marissa Sturgill, and sending it over is Angelica Patterson for Lorain. The set, and Schuckman with the spike. It is a long out of bounds, and it is now 10-4. So Lorain with the point cuts the EC lead to 10-4, but again, much like the freshmen and the JV did earlier, the varsity here for EC with a good early quick start. And Lorain trying to come back. Seven Townsville with the serve. And the spike is going to be long and out of bounds by the Panthers, 10-5. Seven Townsville off the top of the net. Dug out by Ashley Cassio for EC. The set, and Layla Carrion sends it over to the Panther side. Townsville from the back row. Gets it ahead, Evelyn Williams sends it over to the EC side. Kukta sends it back over to Lorain. And getting that point, getting it down. Nice job, Sydney Patterson. Her first kill, and it's 10-6. Lady Titans on a 3-0 run here. So Lorain battling back after falling down 10-3. They've cut it to 10-6, and they still serve. Serving is Seven Townsville, the senior. Line drive into the net, point to Elyria Catholic. Makes it 11-6. Substitution for Elyria Catholic. Angie Fetzik comes in for the Lady Panthers, in for Caitlin Porter. Algretto serves it to the back line of the Lorain defense. Carry on sends it back over to the Panthers side of the net, and a nice job. Sydney Patterson blocks it at the net. Point for Lorain. It's 11-7 Panthers. Caitlin Porter back in for Elyria Catholic. Serving is Layla Carry-On for Lorain. Her team trails 11-7. And sending that one deep and out of bounds is Grace Schuckman. Makes it 11-8. The Titans are clawing their way back here in game one. Kukta gets it ahead and putting it down. Again, a nice job at the middle of that front row. Right now, Sydney Patterson, that's a couple of times she's won that battle at the net, and it's 11-9. Titans getting right back into this match here in game one. Carry on with the serve. Dug out by the Panthers. That's Kukta, middle of the front row. Blocked again by Patterson. Sydney Patterson right now is dominating this match from the middle of the front row, and Lorain trails by one. 11-10. Panthers by one. Titans with a chance to tie. Kukta. They get it over on the third hit. Dug out from the back row. Carry on with the set. Sent over by Evelyn Williams. And the point goes to Lorain. And we are tied at 11 in game one. So the Lady Titans have come all the way back. 5 consecutive points. At one point they trailed 10-3. But since then they're on an 8-1 run. And they have tied it at 11 here in still the early stages of game number one. Dug out by Van Horn. Carry on with the set. The cross-court spike is picked up. Amador with that spike attempt. Back row, 7 Townsell. Gets it ahead. Layla Carry on. Dug out by the Panthers, but they hit it out of bounds, and Lorain takes their first lead of the match at 12-11. Timeout, Lady Panthers. Good job by Lorain getting back into this, and it was Sydney Patterson that has 3 or 4 points. You see her right there, number 10, getting a pat on the back from her teammate Evelyn Williams. As you see the coaching staff talking with the young ladies, that's Chantel Jackson, the first-year head coach for Lorain, talking with her young ladies. Again, she was telling me before the match that she actually coached with Barb Schuckman. She was a freshman coach at Elyria Catholic back in the day, and now Chantel has been on the Lorain staff for the last couple of years as the JV coach. And when Coach Rossitano decided to step down, then Chantel Jackson moved up. And her Titans are 4-2. EC at 2-5. This is a non-conference match. And in game one, it's very much anybody's game with EC or with Lorain leading 12-11. Layla Carry on with the serve. Kukta with the set. The spike is good, and we are tied at 12. Caitlin Porter ties the match at 12-12 in game one. Again, Rob Polinsky alongside Bob Schlembaker. Bob is here doing all the camera work, bringing the pictures into your living rooms. The serve is from the back row, and Emily Van Horn can't pass it ahead, and EC leads 13-12. Panthers serving. 7 Townsell from the back row. You get it ahead, and hitting it over is Malaya Amador. And the spike is going to be good. That one is inbounds. Nice job, Julia Allegretto. Allegretto, a sophomore. And it's 14-12 EC. Serving for the Panthers is Ashley Cassio. Carry on with the set. Patterson with the spike, and that's going to be sent back and inbounds by EC, and it's 15-12 Lady Panthers. So the Panthers now have responded with a 4-0 run after trailing 12-11. Now you lead 15-12. Townsell to Amador. Amador right back to the Panther side. Kukta with the set. And with the spike attempt, it is dug out, but that is going to be getting it over the net. Caitlin Porter And we're going to have a doublehead on Lorain. And that gives EC a 16-12 lead and a 5-0 run. Townsville from the back row to carry on with the set. And that spike attempt is going to go long, out of bounds by Evelyn Williams. It's 17-12, Elyria Catholic. Van Horn to Townsville. And sending it over is Amador. Cooked it with the set. And Allegretto sends it right back to the Titan side. They dig it out, cooked it again with another set, middle of the front row, blocked by Sydney Patterson. Van Horn there kept it from going out of bounds, or kept it, I should say, the play in. Dug out by the Panthers. Again, the set for Allegretto, and that one is long, out of bounds. 17-13. EC's lead is now 4, and going back to serve for Lorain is Evelyn Williams. She's a senior. Williams, good deep serve. Casio digs it out for EC. Left side of the front row is sent over by Allegretto, and it's good. And EC leads at 18-13. Middle of the front row, Haley Rabel puts it down, 19-13 EC. Angie Fetzik back to serve. Carry on, sends it over, cooked it with the set, middle of the front row, sent back by the Panthers. That was Haley Rabel. Sydney Patterson sends it back to the Panther side. They set up Allegretto, and the point is Carry On makes a diving effort, but unable to keep it in play. EC up 20-13, and Lorain wants a timeout. Well, the Titans just a few minutes ago led it 12-11, but since then it's a 9-1 run for Elyria Catholic to regain the lead at 20-13 as you look at that Panther sidelines with head coach Barb Schuckman and her JV coach Kim Hirsch. It's the Panthers at 2-5 in 2017. Barb in her second year as head coach. Panthers lead 20-13 here. They are 5 points away from game one, and Lorain trying to fight and claw their way back into this game, number one. Angie Fetzik to serve for EC. Dug out, back row, set by Carry On. Sydney Patterson has a block right back at her. Seven Townsville goes to get it. Emily Van Horn had a block right back at her. Now there's Cookta. They get it ahead. Allegretto with the spike is dug out from the back row by Townsville. And from the back row, nice block for EC off of that spike attempt by Evelyn Williams. It's 21-13 Panthers. So the Panthers taking control of game one here in the late stages of the first game. Remember, they trailed 12-11 at one point, now leading 21-13. Fetzik again with a deep serve that Seven Townsville is able to send over. Dug out by Casio. And from the left side of the front row, Julia Allegretto with the kill is good, and it's 22-13 Panthers. Townsville to Carry On to Sydney Patterson, sends it over to the Panther side, and it's a point for Lorain. Makes it 22-14. Titans within 8. That'll bring up Angelica Patterson to serve for Lorain. Angelica, left-handed serve. It's going to go long and out of bounds. Point to EC. They lead 23-14, and they're 2 points away from game one. You play to 25. You play 3 games out of 5 or 3 sets out of 5. And you go to 25, and you must win by at least 2. Cooked it with the serve for Elyria Catholic. Carry on with the set. Townsend with the spike attempt, dug out by Allegretto, but she can't do anything with it. Great spike by Seven Townsend, 23-15. Deep serve, dug out by the Panthers, sent over. Patterson sends it back to the Panther side of the net. Cooked it with the set, middle of the front row, and that's going to be a point for EC. Haley Rabel found the hole in the defense, and it's game point here in game one. The Panthers up 24-15. Set. Townsend with the spike, it's good, and Lorain stays in game one. With that point, it's 24-16. And Emily Van Horn will try to keep Lorain in the match. Serving, game point for Elyria Catholic. Cooked it with the set. Spike attempt is going to be killed by the Titans, but Cookta sends it back over. EC keeps the point alive, and now a nice dink by Seven Townsend. Point for Lorain, it's 24-17. Van Horn serving. Good line drive, deep serve. Casio got it over to Cookta. Cookta, they send it over on the third hit by Porter. Seven Townsend sends it back to the Panther side. Again, Cookta with the set. Spike attempt by Haley Rabel. Carry on for Lorain, sends it back to the Panther side. Spike attempt, and that's going to be game number one. Grace Schuckman puts it down, and EC wins game one, 25-17. Both teams will change sides. We'll get set for game number two. Game one goes to the ladies from Elyria Catholic. They defeat Lorain 25-17. We'll be back with the second game right after this timeout. You're watching Girls Varsity Volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Hi, my name is Amanda Haney, and I'm the Titan College Liaison for Lorain City Schools. As the Titan College Liaison, I get the opportunity to help middle and high school students navigate through the rigors of college. I get the chance to create academic pathways that help students and their parents better understand what it means to be in college. I truly enjoy coordinating Titan College. I love working with students. My favorite part is making sure that they have everything they need to graduate. And thanks to Titan College, they could very well mean graduating with both a high school and college diploma at the same time. I am diligently working on helping students believe that they can go to college and that they can succeed. I believe in Titan College because I know our students can do this. That's why I'm proud to work for Lorain City Schools as the Titan College Liaison.
Our little superhero looks pretty happy.
Yes, he does. I've been teaching him that eating healthy will make him grow up strong. It's so important that we both encourage him to eat healthy and exercise regularly, and that we live that way in front of him. You know, it's never too early to start.
I wish I'd eaten healthier when I was his age.
Yeah, maybe if you had, you would have developed some special powers also.
92% of kids and teens have a poor diet, but you can change that. Teach your kids the importance of healthy eating in a language they can understand.
Getting set for game two between Elyria Catholic and Lorain. Girls Varsity Volleyball tonight on WLCS TV 20. The Elyria Catholic Panthers defeated Lorain in game one, 25-17, as now we get set for game number two to begin. Lorain to serve, and serving is Marissa Sturgill, and game two is underway. Megan Allegretto sends it back over to the Titan side. Seven Townsend off of Megan Allegretto, and the first point of game two goes to Lorain. They lead at 1-0. Again, girls varsity volleyball, best 3 games out of 5 as you get a look at Marissa Sturgill serving for Lorain. Sturgill sends it over. Megan Allegretto from the back row for Elyria Catholic to her sister Julia Allegretto. Her spike is good in front of a Lorain diving defender, and we are tied at 1. Jordan Cookta to serve for EC. Cookta with a nice deep serve that Patterson is able to get from the back row. Ahead to Seven Townsend. Cooked now with the set for Elyria Catholic. Spike attempt is dug out. Haley Rabel with that spike attempt. Middle of the front row. That spike that time by Evelyn Williams, and EC gets the block to the net, and they take a 2-1 lead. Cooked up. Sends it back over. Carry on with the set. 7 Townsville with the spike. Gets wide. EC with the point. They lead 3-1. EC got off to a 4-0 lead in the first game. Extended it to 10-3 before Lorain made a heck of a comeback, and actually the Titans took their only lead at 12-11. But from that point on, it was all Elyria Catholic in game 1, and they won it going away 25-17. Putting that into the net that time is Haley Rabel, puts it into the net, and Lorain with the point. They now trail 3-2. So Titans with a chance to tie it early on in game 2. Emily Van Horn for Lorain on the serve. Julie Allegretto for Elyria Catholic with the set. Her sister Megan Allegretto with the kill, and it's good off of Angelica Patterson, 4-2 EC. Back to serve for Elyria Catholic is Ashley Cassio, and that serve is long, out of bounds, point to Lorain. It's 4-3 EC. 7 Townsville to serve for Lorain. Jump serve, good serve. Cassio dug it out nicely for Elyria Catholic in the back row. Megan Allegretto sends it over. Might have been out of bounds, but Lorain elected to play it. Sending it over is Rabel for Elyria Catholic. Now Sturgill for Lorain sends it back to the Panther side, and Rabel with that kill, and that one is out of bounds. Lorain's point. We are tied at 4. Barb Schuckman up giving instructions to her Elyria Catholic team. Spike attempt by her daughter Grace Schuckman is good, and Elyria Catholic regains the lead at 5-4. Here in game 2, Elyria Catholic won the first game 25-17. And Haley Rabel serving for Elyria Catholic. Nice deep serve, and it's just wide, just out. We are tied at 5. It was deep and in the corner, but just wide and out of bounds, and Lorain did a good job that time not playing that, let it fall out of bounds. Megan Allegretto hits it over on the third hit for the Panthers over to the Lorain side, and Layla Carry-On off the top of the net. That's going to fall on the Titans side, so a point to EC. They lead 6-5. Alexa Spencer into the game for the first time for Elyria Catholic. Jump serve, and the spike attempt dug out by Spencer. Now, again, the spike attempt. Spencer with the set. We're going to give a point for Lorain. Off an illegal hit, we're tied at 6. So the seesaw second game continues. Neither team can get much of a lead over the other. Biggest lead we've had in this one is a 3-1 lead for EC. We're tied at 6. And the battle at the net that time goes to Elyria Catholic as Jordan Cookta can't come up with it. And it's 7-6 Titans. Serve is long, out of bounds. We're tied at 7. Grace Schuckman, sophomore, will serve. A whistle and an illegal defensive rotation on the Titans. And now Chantel Jackson wants a explanation from the referee as why Lorain was called for that violation. Panthers get the point and they take an 8-7 lead. Schuckman with the serve. Set by Carry-On. Van Horn sends it over to the Panther side of the net. Sent back over to the Titans. Again, Van Horn with the set. And that cross-court spike is going to be good by Malaya Amador. And again, we are tied, this time at 8. We've been tied at 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 all. Patterson to the back row where Alexis Spencer plays it, and that spike attempt goes out of bounds by Caitlin Porter. Point to Lorain, and Lorain leads 9-8. Cooked it with the set, the spike attempt by Porter, and that's good. We are tied at 9. And now coming in to serve is Angie Fetzik for EC. We're tied at 9. Seven Townsend with a spike attempt. This was long, out of bounds. Point to Elyria Catholic, and the Lady Panthers lead 10-9 in game 2. If you're just joining us, EC won game 1, 25-17. This game so far has been much more competitive than the early stages of game 1. Off the top of the net, Fetzik got a little lucky with that roll, with that bounce. It's 11-9 EC. She put that off the top of the net. Used to be where if you hit any part of the net, that was an illegal serve, but now, as long as it lands in bounds, you can do that, and EC gets the benefit of that, and they lead 11-9. Fetzik sends it over to the Titan side. Seven Townsend with the spike, gets long and out of bounds, and the Panthers on a 3-0 run have taken the biggest lead of game 2, and it's 3 points at 12-9. Actually a 4-0 run for EC because they trailed 9-8. Fetzik serving, dug out from the back row by the Titans. Sending it over, and that block is going to be good for Lorain. Malaya Amador with the point, makes it 12-10. So Lorain ends that mini 4-0 run for EC. They trail by 2 with a chance to serve themselves back into game 2. And it is Marissa Sturgill who will serve. Sturgill's line drive serve misplayed, and Lorain gets the point. It's 12-11. Another good line drive serve. Casio unable to come up with that. We're tied at 12. Marissa Sturgill, good line drive serve right at Casio again. This time she plays it ahead to Kukta, who will set it up, and that one is in. A nice job on the left side of the front row. Haley Rabel used the entire court, just put it in, and Elyria Catholic takes a 13-12 lead. Jordan Kukta. Long serve, played from the back row. Seven Townsend sends it back to the Panther side. Kukta, left side of the front row. Julia Algretto, it's good. And that makes it 14-12 EC. Again, Jordan Kukta. That one played in the back row by Patterson. Kukta, set. Spike attempt by Fetzik, dug out Patterson. Emily Van Horn, cross court. Fetzik from the back row, over to Kukta. Played ahead, a nice job staying off the net by Julia Algretto. Now Layla Carry-on for Lorain, sends it right back to the Panther side. Rabel with the spike, that's dug out beautifully there. And doing a good job of keeping that alive, even though EC gets the point, but a great job from the back row by Evelyn Williams to dig out that kill spike attempt. It's now 15-12 EC. And Rabel with the kill makes it 16-12 EC. Panthers have outscored Lorain 8-3 after they were trailing 9-8, and that's given them a 16-12 lead. Kukta on a roll with the serve to the back row for the Titans. Seven Townsend sends it back to the Panther side. And left side of the front row, Julie Algretto hits it long out of bounds. That gives the point to Lorain, and it's 16-13 Panthers in game 2. With Lorain serving, and it will be Emily Van Horn, a junior, to serve. Van Horn's line drive dug out there in the back by Cassio. Played ahead by Rabel. Set, and a nice cross-court hit. Great placement of that job. Shot by Evelyn Williams of Lorain. 16-14, Titans within 2. Boy, Evelyn Williams hit that perfectly in front of Megan Algretto. Emily Van Horn serving, and unable to play it for Elyria Catholic is Ashley Cassio. It's 16-15, Titans within a point. Well, Van Horn and the Titans will try to tie up game 2 right here with a serve. Line drive off the top of the net. Megan Algretto plays it. Rabel with the spike. Picked up by Patterson. Sent back over by Seven Townsend. We are tied at 16. Titans on a 4-0 run. And Emily Van Horn to serve, but first a timeout for EC. The LSHOF is now accepting applications from individuals and teams for consideration by the committee to select those to be inducted with the class of 2018 into the Hall of Fame at the Enshrinement Banquet, and that's in May of 2018. Nomination forms and eligibility rules can be obtained at the LSHOF Museum at the Lorain High School campus or online. You can do that at www.lorainsportshalloffame.com, or you can call Bill Rufo at 440-282-2045 or Bob Lasicki. He's at 440-245-2829. Deadline for receipt of the application to be considered for next year's class is September 30th, 2017. Game 2, tied at 16. EC leads 1-0. They won the first game 25-17. Lorain trying to even up this 3 games out of 5 at a game apiece. You play to 25, you must win by 2. Van Horn coming off the timeout with the serve. Megan Algretto with a spike is going to be good off of Patterson. You see with a point they lead 17-16. This is a huge point in this match because if EC can get this game, they take a commanding 2-0 lead. And on the other side of it, if Lorain can come back and win game 2, then we're all even at a game apiece, and it turns into a best of 3. Grace Schuckman with the kill. It's dug out nicely by the Titans. Cassio saves it. Schuckman again with a kill from the left side of the front row. Van Horn plays it ahead. Seven Townsend somehow got it to the EC side. Rabel with a kill. That's dug out by Van Horn. Evelyn Williams dug out nicely there by the back row of the Panthers. Schuckman puts it into the net. That's a well-earned point for Lorain, and we're tied at 17. Left side of the front row, Schuckman with the spike that Seven Townsend dives for. Can't play it ahead, and EC leads 18-17. We have had 10 ties in this game at 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 16, and again at 17. Right now, EC leads 18-17. But that's how close game 2 has been with 10 ties. Schuckman with the spike attempt, and it is called in, and EC now leads by 2 at 19-17, and that was a very, very close call there on the back row. That call goes against Lorain. EC leads by 2, and Haley Rabel serving. Rabel with the serve, dug out by Van Horn, battled the net. Evelyn Williams sends it back over. Grace Schuckman digs it out. Right side of the front row, Megan Algretto puts it in, and EC on a 3-0 run leads 20-17 after we were tied at 17. Here you get a look at Haley Rabel, the senior that'll be serving for Elyria Catholic. Good deep serve, Seven Townsell to Emily Van Horn. Back to Townsell, she'll send it over to the Panther side. Playing it off the net, unable to do so, is Cookta. And Lorain gets the point, and they cut the lead to 20-18. Now serving for Lorain will be Layla Carrion, a senior. Her team trails by 2. Cookta, left side of the front row, and that spike attempt dug out by Emily Van Horn. Evelyn Williams for Lorain, battling at the net. Point, Titans. They trail by 1, 20-19. Layla Carrion now with an opportunity to tie this game at 20. Game number 2. If she can get this point. Set by Cookta, and Grace Schuckman hits it into the net, and we are tied at 20. Lorain on a 3-0 run. Carrion serving for Lorain. Cookta with the set. Right side of the front row, Megan Algretto puts it in, and EC leads 21-20. And it will be Megan Algretto going back to serve for Elyria Catholic. Algretto with an excellent serve, back row in between Van Horn and Townsell. Point goes to EC, 22-20. And a timeout for Lorain. Chantel Jackson takes a timeout. And EC with a 22-20 lead. They are 3 points away from a 2-0 lead. Lorain trying to come back and tie this match at a game apiece. But again, you play to 25. You have to win by at least 2. So that's where we're at right now. Late stages game 2. The Panthers lead by 2, 22-20. Again, this has been a nip and tuck affair. We've had ties at 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again at 12, 16, 17, and at 20-20. So been numerous ties in this game. Lorain led 1-0. EC then with 3 straight points to go up 3-1. And it's been a nip and tuck seesaw affair in game 2. And Lorain with the point, and it's 22-21. So the Titans trail by 1. An opportunity to tie off the serve of Evelyn Williams. Williams with the serve, dug out by Cassio. And the spike attempt is blocked beautifully by Sydney Patterson, middle of the front row, and we've got a Titan in the net, and we are tied, or I should say, EC takes a 23-21 lead. Now they are 2 points away from game 2, and it's Grace Schuckman, the coach's daughter, Barb Schuckman's daughter, serving for Elyria Catholic. And that serve is well out. It is way long, and that point goes to Lorain. It's now 23-22, EC by 1. And serving is Angelica Patterson, left-handed serve for Lorain. Patterson with the serve, set by Cookta, right side of the front row, and we have Lorain's going to get a point because into the net on that was Caitlin Porter. So we are tied at 23. And we're going to get a timeout for EC. Barb Schuckman wants a timeout. We're tied at 23. Again, the games go to 25, but you must win by 2. So whoever gets this next point will have game point then, as we are right now tied at 23 apiece. Again, if you're just joining us, Elyria Catholic came into this one at 2-5. Lorain at 4-2 for this non-conference midweek volleyball game. It's been a good one so far. We are tied at 23 in game 2. EC won the first game 25-17. And it's Angelica Patterson serving for Lorain off the timeout. Dug out by Porter from the back row. Set by Cookta. Julie Algretto sends it over to the Lorain side. Layla Carrion tries to play it. Patterson will send it over. Porter ahead to Cookta. There's the spike, and it's inbounds. Game point for EC. Caitlin Porter with that one, and EC now leads 24-23, and they'll have a chance to serve for game 2. And going back to serve is Angie Fetzik. Lorain needs this point to stay in game 2. Fetzik with the serve, dug out by Van Horn, ahead to carry on the set. 4-7 Townsville, and her kill is good. We are tied at 24. So again, you've got to win by 2, so this is not a game point now because we are tied at 24. Games normally go to 25, but you must win by 2, so we now know that we'll at least get to 26-24. Lorain serving. Dug out, back row by the Panthers. Sent over on the third hit by Alexis Spencer. Emily Van Horn for Lorain. Gets it back over to Casio. Set for Cookta. Going to set up Julie Algretto, and it's good. Game point EC. They lead 25-24. And now serving will be Jordan Cookta, Jr. Cookta's serve. Dug out, but out of bounds, and EC survives. And they win game 2, hard fought, at 26-24. So the Panthers take a 2-0 lead. We'll be back with game 3 following this timeout. Again, game 2 to the Lady Panthers, 26-24. You're watching Girls Varsity Volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
I can't do this anymore. I can't do us. What's wrong with you? I'm just not feeling it.
You are dealing with pain, anger, a heaviness. It feels like there is no way out. It seems like you are in this by yourself, battling alone. But you are part of one Army family, shoulder to shoulder with a community there to get you through these hard times. There is no shame, no guilt in seeking out help. So if you are struggling, feeling depressed, or even having thoughts of suicide, it is time to talk to someone. Your Army family is committed to finding you the strength and hope you need to rebound from adversity. Because, above all else, our most essential resource is you.
Hi, I'm Khalil Brown and I am 16 in the 10th grade at Lorain High School. I'm a pre-engineering student in Lorain High Career Tech Education Program. Math is by far my favorite subject. This drew me into pre-engineering. Pre-engineering is mostly calculating numbers and computer software downloading. You get to download stuff into robots and make them do stuff. I took pre-engineering for the first and second semester in particular CNC milling and drilling classes. I learned how to mill into wood and wax blocks. In CNC, we drill into wood and make frames and pictures and flags. The class is very fun, but it's a lot of hard work too, because it's a lot of math and science and there's no time to goof off. When you walk in, there's tons of different machines like our robots that do stuff. And we make sure we're wearing safety goggles when we're drilling metals and things. I feel good working on machines because it comes natural to me. But even if you're not good in math and science, you will still have a lot of fun because our instructor, Mr. Bogan, walks you through it all. He's a great teacher. If you don't know how to do it, he'll take the time to explain it to you. You make sure you have a lot of fun programming machines and robots. I am glad to be in this program because now I know what I want to do with my life, and it's all thanks to Lorain High Career Tech Pre-Engineering Program.
Start of game 3, Elyria Catholic out in front 2-0 after an exciting 26-24 win in game 2. But to start game 3, Malaya Amador with the kill for Lorain. They lead 1-0. So the Titans really battled in game 2, but fell 26-24. There were 13 ties in game 2, but when all was said and done, the Panthers won at 26-24 to take a commanding 2-0 lead. So now Lorain must win the next 3 games to win this match. But it all starts with game 3 right here. They lead 1-0. There's a set And the spike attempt dug out beautifully by Patterson in the back row. Emily Van Horn sends it back to the EC side. Cooked it with the set. Megan Algretto with the kill that is dug out by Patterson. Back to the Panther side. And it is going to be Rabel with the spike, and we're tied at 1. Start of game 3 really important for Lorain. Reason being down 2-0 and having lost that game 2 in a heartbreaker, 26-24. One would think they need to have a good start here in game 3 to get some confidence, feel good about themselves, and to be able to compete here in game 3. Panthers get that point, they lead it 2-1. On the other side of that, I'm sure the Panthers are thinking, if you're Coach Schuckman, if they could get off to a good start here, it really make it tough for Lorain to battle back, having been down 2-0 and losing that last one in heartbreaking fashion. Grace Schuckman with a kill is going to be good in front of a diving Angelica Patterson, and EC leads 3-1. Back to serve is Julia Algretto. Algretto serves. Dug out in the back row by Evelyn Williams of Lorain. And that one is going to be off the back line to the back line, I should say. Angie Fetzik went back to get it off her hands and out of bounds. And Lorain gets the point. They trail 3-2. Serving will be junior Emily Van Horn. Cassio for EC from the back row to Grace Schuckman. Dinks it over to the Lorain side. Van Horn will send it back over to the Panthers. Fetzik ahead of Megan Algretto, and her spike is good, and EC leads 4-2. Panthers serving and just out of bounds, just long on that service, Haley Rabel. Lorain with the point. It's now 4-3 EC. We're in game 3. First 2 games went to Elyria Catholic, 25-17 and 26-24. 7 Townsville serving for the Lady Titans. Schuckman on the third hit sends it back over to the Titans side. Cross court, nice job that time. The kill by Layla Carrion is good, and we are tied at 4. So we have our second tie early on in game 3. We were tied at 1, and we're tied again at 4. Townsville, jump serve, and Megan Algretto, miss hit, can't pass it ahead. It's 5-4 Lorain. The Titans take their second lead early on in game 3. They took the early lead. They got the first point of game 3, 1-0. EC went on a mini 3-0 run to go up 3-1, and now the Titans are up 5-4. Townsville again to jump serve. From the back row, Haley Rabel gets it ahead, and putting it into the net for the Panthers that time was Caitlin Porter. Point to Lorain, and the Titans lead 6-4. Townsville into the net. 6-5 Lorain leads. Coming in to serve for Elyria Catholic is senior Alexis Spencer. Line drive. Layla Carrion sends it back to the EC side. Middle of the front row. Dug out nicely there by Evelyn Williams. Back to the Panthers. Set by Cookta. Spiked by Schuckman. Blocked by Layla Carrion and Sydney Patterson. Cookta battles at the net, and that point goes to Lorain. It's 7-5 Titans. Layla Carrion to serve. Coming out is Marissa Sturgill. Back in is Malaya Amador. Cookta with the set. Back row spike. Dug out by Lorain. Panthers with it. Sending it back over for EC was Alexis Spencer. And a nice spike that's dug out beautifully by Rabel, and the Panthers are able to get it back over to the Titans side. Sydney Patterson now with the spike attempt. It's dug out by the Panthers. Good defense by both teams in this rally. Layla carry on with the kill in front of a diving Alexis Spencer, and EC now trails Lorain 8-5. Lorain with their biggest lead in game 3 at 8-5. Layla carry on serving. Grace Shuckman with the kill. It's good, and the Panthers are within 2 at 8-6. Going back to serve for Elyria Catholic is Ashley Cassio. Van Horn plays it ahead. Sydney Patterson can't put it over the net, and it's 8-7. Lorain's lead is cut to 1. Cassio, line drive serve. Van Horn to carry on. Set. Spike into the net. Tied at 8. Evelyn Williams for Lorain trying to get that over the net. Could not do so. We're tied at 8. And Elyria Catholic on a 3-0 run. Sydney Patterson dives to get it. Cookta plays it back. Middle of the front row. Hitting it over for Elyria Catholic is Caitlin Porter. Carry on runs over to set it. Sent back to the Panther side. Cookta resets. Shuckman with the spike. It's going to be good off of 7 Townsville in the back row. 9-8 EC. Townsville had to carry on, and Sydney Patterson into the net off the block of Caitlin Porter, 10-8 Elyria Catholic. Cassio, and the spike attempt dug out by the Panthers, playing it ahead, and Cassio will hit it over on the third hit. Carry on with the set. Evelyn Williams with the kill, dug out by the Panthers in the back row. Julia Allegretto with 7 Townsville digs it out from the back row for Lorain. Again, a nice rally here, both defenses excelling. Allegretto with that spike attempt, but it is going to be a wide out of bounds. Point to Lorain, it's 10-9 Elyria Catholic. These two teams pretty evenly matched tonight. And serving is Evelyn Williams for Lorain. Julie Allegretto with her spike attempt that's hit at the net. Van Horn sends it back to the Panther side. And we're going to get a whistle and into the net were the Titans. And it's a point for EC. They're up 11-9. Carry on over to Emily Van Horn. Van Horn sends it to the EC side. Julie Allegretto with the kill for EC. It's good. And the Panthers lead 12-9. Angie Fetzik, a junior, serving for EC. 7 Townsville plays it ahead, but it's off the net, and the point goes to Elyria Catholic. 13-9 Lady Panthers. And I think a good timeout here for Chantel Jackson and Lorain as EC for the first time in this game 3 starting to take a little bit command here. They are on a 5-1 run. And that's since an 8-8 tie. And if you go back further than that, Lorain led it 8-5. So since then, EC on an 8-1 run. As you take a look at the Panther bench, Bob Schlumbaker getting the camera work for you there. You see Barb Shuckman, the head coach on the right, her junior varsity coach Kim Hirsch in front of her there. And they instruct their young ladies, Chantel Jackson and her Lorain staff, all around their players. As for the first time in Game 3, it looks like EC starting to take a little bit of control. An important part of Game 3 here for that Lorain needs to get back into this game right now as they trail it 2-0 and 13-9 here in the third game. They led 8-5, Lorain did, but again, EC on an 8-1 run since then. And Fetzik with the serve. Townsville digs it out. Back row, Evelyn Williams for Lorain. Sends it over. Fetzik dives to keep it in play. Julie Algretto back to the Titan side. Carry on. Sets up Sydney Patterson. Dug out in the back row. Sent over, and that's going to be long and out of bounds. Lorain gets the point. 13-10 Elyria Catholic. Angelica Patterson goes back to serve for Chantil Jackson's team. Left side of the front row. Nice job by Patterson digging that out off that spike by Rabel from the back row. Fetzik and the Panthers play it, and they get the point as Jordan Cookta crossed them up. Instead of setting it, she put it over, and it's 14-10 EC. And it will be Jordan Cookta going back to serve. Set, carry on. Seven Townsend with the spike attempt. It's good. Point to the Titans, and they trail 14-11. Serving for Lorain is Marissa Sturgill. Rabel sends it back over. Evelyn Williams goes back to get it. Van Horn battling at the net for the Titans. Does a good job of not going into the net. Keeps it in play. Algretto sends it back to the Titans. Seven Townsend over to Megan Algretto for Elyria Catholic. From the back row, they play it. Evelyn Williams for Lorain saves it. Seven Townsend into the net. Point to EC. Where that one almost rolled over the net, but not quite. And it's 15-11 Elyria Catholic. Serving Julia Algretto for Elyria Catholic. Angelica Patterson sends it over to the Panthers. Megan Algretto to Grace Shuckman off the top of the net. Diving is Evelyn Williams, but can't keep it in play. EC with the point. They lead 16-11. Julie Algretto to serve. Layla Carry-On plays it. Set for Seven Townsend. Her kill is good. And the Titans are within 4 at 16-12. Well, if Lorain has a run here in Game 3, they've got to do it now. Trailing 16-12. They're starting to run out of time. They need to get a run right now. And it's Emily Van Horn that'll be serving for the Lady Titans. Van Horn off the top of the net. Point for Lorain. 16-13 EC. Van Horn sends it. Shuckman with the kill, and that one is going to be just long, just out. 16-14. EC's lead is cutting from 4-2. And serving is Emily Van Horn for Lorain. Cassio plays it for EC. From the back row, Rabel hits it, and they call that one in. And the point goes to EC, and it's 17-14. There have been some close calls on the line. That one went in favor of the Panthers. They lead 17-14, and it'll be Haley Rabel, the senior, going back to serve. Rabel to Patterson. Patterson hits it out of bounds. Point to EC, 18-14, Elyria Catholic. Rabel again. Patterson again from the back row. Set by Sturgill. Townsend with the spike. It's good. Point to Lorain, 18-15. The EC lead is down to 3. And now Sydney Patterson, who's played well at times in the middle of that front row, comes in for Angelica Patterson. And Seven Townsend, the senior, back to serve for the Titans. She's been playing varsity volleyball since her sophomore year. She jump serves it into the net. Point to EC, 19-15. Boy, that was a big miss serve right there. So the Panthers get the serve back. Megan Algretto gets it over the net, and that's going to be a point for the Panthers. They lead 20-15. And a timeout for Lorain. Gives us time to remind you one more time that the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame, the LSHOF, is now accepting applications for individuals and teams for consideration by the committee to select those to be inducted with the class of 2018 into the Hall of Fame at the enshrinement banquet in May of 2018. Nomination forms and eligibility rules can be obtained at the LSHOF Museum, and that's right here at the Lorain High School campus, or you can go online, and that's at LorainSportsHallOfFame.com. You can also do so by calling Bill Rufo at 440-282-2045 or Bob Lisicki, 440-245-2829. Deadline to do so is September 30th, 2017. Megan Algretto served to Seven Townsell. And it's sent back over by Layla Carrion, and the point will go to the Panthers. To the Titans. They cut the lead to 4 at 20-16. And now you get a look at Layla Carrion, the senior, going back to serve for Lorain. Lorain serving in the white jerseys, EC on the receiving end in green. EC up 2-0. Lorain trying to stay alive here in game 3. Spike attempt, middle of the front row, dugout, Emily Van Horn for Lorain. To Seven Townsell from the back row. Titans send it back over to the Elyria Catholic Panthers. Grace Schuckman, her spike is long, out of bounds. Point to Lorain. It's 20-17. EC leads by 5. Layla Carrion again to serve. Back row. Rabel plays it. Schuckman sends it over. Dug out by Evelyn Williams for Lorain. Seven Townsell sends it back to the Panthers. Cookta with the set. Schuckman with the kill. It's good. Panthers lead 21-17. Late stages, game 3. Panthers lead 2-0. Schuckman comes out. Julie Algretto comes in. Cassio with the serve, and that one is in on the line. The Titans let it go. It lands on the line. It's an ace. It's 22-17 EC. So EC is 3 points away from a 3-0 sweep. Cassio again with a good deep serve. Seven Townsell plays it, and it goes ahead. Battle at the net. Sending it over for the Titans is Malaya Amador, and the spike is going to be good by the Panthers. From the middle of that front row with that spike is sophomore middle hitter Caitlin Porter. 23-17, Panthers by 6, 2 points away from the match. Cassio with the serve, and Cassio dives to keep that alive. Cookta, Cassio from the back row, sends it over to Seven Townsell. Set by Carrion. Evelyn Williams will hit it out of bounds. We're at match point. Match point with the Panthers leading 24-17. And it's Ashley Cassio, the senior, serving for the match. Carrion with the set. The spike attempt is going to go wide and out of bounds, and that was off of Malaya Amador, and that will do it as the Panthers win it 25-17. So the Lady Panthers sweep the Titans tonight in 3 games. In game 1, it was EC 25, Lorain 17. Game 2, EC 26, Lorain 24. And in game 3, it was EC 25, Lorain 17. With the loss, Lorain drops to 4-3 overall. With the win, the Elyria Catholic Panthers improve to 3-5. Want to thank Bob Schlembaker for all his hard work. Great job tonight by Bob. And I want to thank Brian Corey, the Lorain City Schools athletic director, both head coaches, Chantil Jackson of Lorain and Barb Schuckman for EC, for their time and their help. And good luck to both teams the rest of the way. Again, it was Lorain, or I should say EC, sweeping Lorain in 3 games, 25-17, 26-24, 25-17. For Bob Schlembaker, this is Rob Polinsky saying, so long, everybody. You've been watching Girls Varsity Volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.